Yo, what is going on, everybody? Hello and happy Tuesday. I hope you all are doing well and had a fantastic weekend this past weekend. As I mentioned, I was not going to stream over the weekend. I was planning to stream yesterday, but I don't know, for maybe some of those of you with good headphones on, you might be able to hear it in my voice, but I'm a little bit under the weather. Yesterday was not fantastic, and I just figured, you know what? I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to jump on. Even today might be a little bit of a struggle, so we'll see how long we go. But I just wanted to hop in because we have maintenance from the team. I didn't even realize that there was going to be maintenance today. So it looks like we're having maintenance today, and then when's the next one? Tuesday, December 10th. So it's going to be a little bit until then. Whoa, Tuesday, December 10th. That's like 3 weeks. But you know what? I suppose this makes sense. Because 1, 2, 3. I suppose this makes sense because next week is going to be a holiday here in the US. So we have maintenance today. I have no idea what they're going to put out, but we also have a town hall in a couple of days, which is exciting. And once again, as you can tell from the from me trying to jinx it in the title, but we are close, if we have not already hit a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So let me actually go here. I'm going to check Robinhood real quick and see where things are at for that. Just because I saw that we did cross 93, which is obviously really exciting. We're back down to 92,772. Boring. All right, so the 52-week high is 93,386. Did we hit that today? We hit 92. We hit 93,267. You know what? A good place to check will be Coin Market Cap. So let's just jump on there and see how that's going. But how was everybody's weekend? How's everybody doing overall? Not much else exciting at the moment, right? I mean, it was kind of a boring weekend. I don't know. I mean, I had a fun weekend, but boring weekend crypto wise. I don't know that there was anything major going on. Obviously today, MicroStrategy is getting out of control, and I'm really, really happy about that. But let's see here. So Bitcoin, let's see if we're popping off. It's like everybody's got a different all-time high based on whatever exchange. So this might be maybe a little more official. So this is the 24-hour. All-time high is 93,434. That was on November 13th. So wow, almost a week ago since we had a new all-time high. That's kind of boring. I thought you said this was a bull run. Let's go. Bananas is in the house. All right, what's going on? Maintenance ended 30 seconds after you started streaming. Perfect. I timed that perfectly. Investigator just messaged me, and I was like, let's do it. No, I'm just kidding. Investigator did not message me. Let's see. Dragon says, howdy, everyone. I was just finishing off your Rebellion video. I'm going for gold level before pack sales end. My weekend was okay, but got wintered badly with snow and cold. Sorry to hear that, Dragon. You know, what's been crazy is the weather here is fantastic. I mean, this is my favorite weather of the year. It's like 60s, 70s, and sunny. It's absolutely beautiful. But over the weekend, I was in very close quarters with somebody who was sick, and they were coughing everywhere and coughing all over me. And so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that when Monday rolled around, I was like, yeah, okay. I think I'm going to need to take it a little bit easy today. So I did that. I had a good day yesterday. It was pretty chill. I got some videos out by the end of the day. Yeah, today seems like the way more exciting day to talk crypto, Bitcoin, and crypto gaming. Let's see. So Dragon says, hey, it's good gaming weather. Haha, we're blessed with loads of sunshine. That's awesome. I mean, you know, that makes all the difference. That was one of the most difficult things for me in the Midwest, is those brutal winters where it's just dark and gloomy. Like, I can deal with, you know, the cold weather, but I want to have like sunshine coming through. It just makes such a difference. Vitamin D levels, all that. So obviously ever since leaving the Midwest, it's been difficult for me to go back in terms of long term, but I do enjoy visiting it here and there. I like the cold every once in a while. Or as I say, I like the cold and even the snow at this time of year. Like literally this time of year, second half of November to the end of the year. Because it's like everybody's cheerful. It's the holidays. You got, you know, 2 major holidays in a 5 to 6 week span. everybody's just in a generally good mood. You get this like kind of white Christmas vibe with the snow. It's phenomenal. I enjoy it. I grew up with it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. But then like November 2nd hits. Sorry, not November. January 2nd hits, and you're just like, oh, I got 3-4 more months of this. This sucks. And all the cheer is gone. Everybody's just like miserable. It's like, oh, okay, well, now we just got to deal with this. So those are my least favorite months in the Midwest. But thankfully, I don't have to be there for that unless I really want to. Okay. So let's see. Banana says it's like 55 degrees, 13 Celsius here, but I have the windows open. Yeah, I mean, so right now for me, it's 74. I got the windows open, or the sliding door open in the other room. It is fantastic. I went for a walk this morning because I was trying to get my vitamin D levels in, right? I was just like, okay, it's sunny. I need to get some fresh air. I need to like clean out my breathing system. And it was great. I felt great. So Dragon says, oh, I stopped botting playing Wild last night and I'm trying my hand at Modern now. We're still cheerful because winter just got here. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, winter's fantastic up until January 2nd for me. And then after that, it's like, oh, I don't want to be here. I don't want to deal with this. I want warmer weather. But to your point, it's funny because we've kind of done the opposite, Dragon. I'm done playing, dude. I can't anymore. It's just too much for me. It's too frustrating. It's too much RNG. And as you'll see here, whenever I get random energy, I will make use of it. But even though I have my energy threshold set to 0, sometimes there will be a situation in which there's an energy sitting there and the bot hasn't recognized it yet, right? The bot is on whatever circle. But you can see here, I was like, oh, okay, I haven't played in 14 hours or whatever it was at the time. Let me jump into a game, and then boom, they gave me that. They gave me my favorite rule set, which is just awful. And then I played another one and I lost, and it's just like, you know what? Screw this game. I hate it. So we're just gonna let the bot play. The bot's doing much better than me, and I'm just making bank here. We're making like 4 SPS per win, doing better than 50% win rate. I'm gonna just let the bot do its thing. I'll just play during the tournaments. We'll have fun with that. Hang on one second, guys. I'm gonna have to be in and out just because I'm not, obviously don't want to be blowing my nose on stream here. So hang on one second. Okay, and we're back. Banana says, I bought in Wild and play Modern now. A little bit of both. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was doing for a bit. So yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, I'll probably still play. I know, I just don't like losing. Actually, I don't even mind losing. Here's the thing. Maybe somebody will invalidate this if you find a random video of mine, but at least my mindset is now, if I lose because I didn't put the better team in, I can live with that. I might be upset, but I can live with that. If I lose because of some dumbass RNG, that's where I flip a switch, man. Because I'm just like, nah. I think that the only solution for me, the more I think about it, the only solution if I want to play this game long term, is I need to buy Kitty. I need to buy Kitty and only play in Wild format. Because I think that's the only thing that will be like, it'll remove that aspect, and it's just like, okay, Kitty's good, it's great, but it's not unbeatable. So I can spam Kitty and feel like, okay, other people will be able to beat me, but at least I didn't miss a freaking shot, right? Like, at least RNG didn't like screw me over. All right, so my vitamin D, Dragon says my vitamin D comes in pill form as of last week. Yeah, it's, you know what? It's essential. You gotta supplement. So yesterday, because I didn't want to leave, I just didn't want to get anybody sick or go out. So I took a vitamin D supplement yesterday. But normally that doesn't start for me until like the winter time, like January, February-ish. Then I'll take those daily. But if not, I usually try to like walk or run outside every day. And it's been good so far. So So Wibble maintenance, wee. All right. So Heloise, what's going on vlogging? Heloise might start causing FOMO at some point. I heard some people might want to buy too. I mean, Azracon's already been trying to get a second, so I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Brandon's in the house. New ability alert. Oh, Brandon, did you message me? Sorry, I think I saw you DM'd me the maintenance window notes. Let's take a look. I wonder what they're going to be revealing in this. Sounds like the next, according to Brandon, the next, once again, the Rare Legend card is a must-have. Nice. Okay. Okay, so let's, upcoming Hall of Legends. Ooh, all right. Sale starts in, I don't know how long, but, oh, I guess 2 weeks from tomorrow. 2 weeks from today. Oh, we have stats and everything too. Okay, so let's look at, is this the legendary? So you have Nefket. All right, 7 mana. Decent mana. I mean, I was complaining about the mana cost of the other ones, remember? Dual attack. Check this out, though. Oh, this is kind of a must-have, too. I mean, if you're running any kind of sneak team, which both life and water have, yo, check this out. So you get 2 shots on goal with sneak. There's a chance that you could hit stun on the first one, and then also has knockout. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a perfect example of the abilities all being synergistic, right? Sure, sneak is whatever, divine shield is whatever, but you have sneak combined with stun on a dual like attack unit, stun and what's this called? Knockout, as well as pierce. Yo, this has to be, this is a must-have too, I would say. No? I mean, you could be doing some serious damage. 8 damage. Like, I mean, again, you stun, and then you're doing 8 damage, which can burn through or, you know, go through a shield or armor, whatever you want to call it. The only thing is it's not really fast. 3 speed is like meh. And sure, you might get a +1 with Kelia, but I guess he can't be perfect, right? That's a cool card. I like that one. All right, the rare you said is a must-have, and let's see, the rare gets a new ability, Echo. Active abilities, repair, and all healing cleansing abilities trigger twice per round. Is this only on this card? Or is it all? Repair and all healing cleansing abilities. And when does it work? Or is it at the time of the person? That's kind of cool, actually. All right. So you don't get, I'm assuming this is Echo all the way at the bottom. So you got to have this maxed out, similar to the, what was it, Night Stalker, to get that blast. But this is a phenomenal support card. See, check it out. Once again, 6 mana. I can swing that. I can swing 6 mana in most games for a phenomenal support card. Now it's slow, which makes it even better in reverse speed. But now you're going to get into a situation where it's going to repair twice. It can potentially cleanse twice. It does have dodge, which is really random. And then this Echo thing. So that's kind of cool. I'm struggling to understand how this works, though. Repair and all healing and cleansing abilities trigger twice per round. So repair makes sense for me because there could be multiple people with repair, well, with armor damage, right? So it repairs one and then it repairs the other. Healing and cleanse don't make any sense to me. Triage does, because you could triage 2 people. But cleanse, oh, so actually healing could make sense too, because then you get into a situation where like Venari Crystalsmith will heal twice, right? So all of a sudden you get 2 heals on that turn, on Venari Crystalsmith's turn. It's the cleanse that's a little confusing. Because like you cleanse it, and then if you're going to run the cleanse again, what are you cleansing? Because nothing has happened between the 2. It's not like cleanse cleans off one thing, and then you run a second thing, and it cleanses a second thing. I don't know. Am I understanding that right? I mean, for everything else, it makes sense, actually. Repair, healing, triage, but cleanse and reverse cleanse don't make sense because they're very specific. And well, it's not even that they're very specific. They're all inclusive, right? Like when you cleanse someone, you do everything. When you heal someone, you only heal through 30-ish% of whatever their thing is, or a third of their health. Armor, you only heal 2 at a time. So if there's more to heal or repair, you can repair more. Oh, you know what's so funny? I can see, like, I have Discord open on the other screen here, and I can see you talking to Royal Eagle and Lilyfire. Let's see. It looks like Lilyfire's responding. So, amazing. All right. Well, cool. Glad we got this. They took a long time on the last ones. Like we didn't get that. We didn't get those for a while, but now at least we're in a better spot. All right, so 2,000 per day during winter, says Leandro. What does that mean? 2,000 per day during winter. Is this in reference to vitamin D? Are you talking about IU, like the amount of vitamin D? So I have one of those like heavy duty ones. I take one that has 5,000 IU. And I know it's probably overkill, but I don't take it every day. I take it generally only during the winter, and days like yesterday where it's like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather and I'm not going to be outside as much. But yeah, 2,000 I think is the 2,000 sounds about right. So Brand says Mariput, the rare gets new ability, Echo active. Okay, trigger twice per round. I still got walking or whatever and get lots of sun, but we're covering up too much skin now. Yeah. I mean, I went out this morning. I'm like, I didn't put on any sunblock or anything. I went for like an hour-long walk, just to like reinvigorate my system a little bit. Because ever since I've been, I mean, we talk like diet and stuff here, right? So I'd say like shortly after the pandemic. I mean, actually, I was doing this before the pandemic, but I got much more serious about it post-pandemic. So like 2021 onwards. I've been like primarily carnivore or like very, very low carb. And thankfully, like I don't get sick very often, right? And if I do, it's not like, man, when I was like younger, it would just like knock me out for a day or two and I didn't want to do anything. I would just like sleep all day. Now it's like yesterday I was still like highly functional. It's just I was like, you know what? I have the ability to take it easy, so let's just take it easy. And even still, you know what? Actually, I did go for a walk yesterday too. So I lied. I did leave the apartment for a bit. But yeah, I don't know. It's all about what you put into your body, man. Put it into your body, take care of it. All right, so let's see. Did the SPL battle screen change into smaller cards now, or did I mess up settings here? I have not checked the battle, so we could do that. But you know what? Actually, before I do that, let's... Why am I hearing? Oh, you just tagged me. Oh, Lilyfire! I really enjoyed your episode on the TPG. Alright. Just saying hi to Lilyfire. I got to meet her and Royal at Splinterfest 2 years ago, and they are awesome people. And the more I gotten to know them just through team stuff, when I was doing more of that, the more I love them. They're great. So let's see. Was there any other thing that she says here? Okay. So thank you, Vet, the Jimmy V of Jimmy's. So she says here, only cards active abilities. Did you find it yet? Okay, of course. What's the use case of running clean twice or cleanse twice? It's basically an expose counter. If a card is hit with it multiple times from Cryptic or Rick. Oh, I forgot about expose. Because I don't have rebellion cards. Because I don't have a Cryptic. Wait, but wouldn't... Hold up. Am I understanding this right? So if Cryptic removes immunity, for example, with expose, cleanse can actually bring it back? And when you cleanse, you don't bring everything back. Let's say somebody got hit multiple times, they lost force field immunity and all that. Cleanse doesn't bring everything back. Cleanse only brings one thing. So, see, Jimmy, not Jimmy, Vet, you and I are on the same page here. So you asked the question. So a cleanse restores only one ability at a time, thus a double cleanse is needed. And she says, that is the justification, yes. So cleanse will restore one exposed ability per turn in the order they were exposed. Sweet. And then I think I'm caught up here where you thanked her and then tagged me. Oh my gosh, she says I always lurking on your streams. Oh no. Damn it. I don't want any team members here, man. This is our safe little space where we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. Nah, Lilyfire, you're awesome. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, they're supposed to link an official announcements. This is cool, man. This is really cool. So, where are we? Bananas says, depending on where you are, even with good sun, you don't get as much vitamin D in the winter. Yeah, that's why you gotta pop pills, man. So Brian says, you're right about legendary. Double attack means 50% stun, which is equivalent to 50% chance of double damage. Well, here's the thing. 50% stun chance means that there's on average, 100% of the time, you're going to stun your opponent, right? So, because you're going to get 2 chances to do it, assuming you hit. That in itself is awesome, right? Because you can stun your opponent relatively early, in a match. But then the ability to get it done on the first try and get double damage with Pierce on the second. Now that's really good. Brandon says, yep, I'm getting both. Damn, need more DEC in the bank. Here we go. All right, let's do it. Hey, why don't you burn some SPS, my friend? We could always use that. Red X, what's going on? Thank you for the like. Dragon says, oh yeah, triggered here too. Those little Mariputs are pretty awesome. Cool new little race that's coming up. What? I only have the healer one for life. They're like the Venaris. All right, that's a good question. I just pinged Rolly in the tavern. Hope to get clarity. All right, I think we covered that, but thank you. Harris, happy new all-time high day. Hey, did we hit it? I don't even know. Where are we at? 93,343 according to Splinter Cards. Are you not entertained? Is this not what we were promised? This glorious Q4. Can you imagine only like 45 days ago, I was on here just absolutely bitching about October not hitting. And now here we, oh my God, MicroStrategy's up to $423. Holy shoot. Oh my gosh. So this is the point. Where we need to talk about taking profit, right? It's starting to feel too good to be true. And I know it's so damn early in the cycle because everybody's like, oh, this is going to go on forever, right? This is going to go, not forever, but all of 2025. I'm starting Papa Bear's, poking his head out a little bit because I'm starting to not believe it. And this is why I think I might go heavy in terms of taking a good amount of profit in Q1 next year. In like leading up into April, May timeframe, whether it's Bitcoin related or Splinterlands related. So, like a part of me feels like we just can't, like the momentum is so strong right now. I cannot imagine a scenario in which we do this for another 12 months. Not to say that there won't be corrections, but geez, like it's feeling frothy already, in my humble opinion. I mean, then again, I am biased towards bear markets. I am biased towards, bearishness at this point. So maybe my threshold, my tolerance for euphoria is not as high as others, which I don't mind because like at this point, I'm almost ready to take a decent amount of profit on certain things. I mean, not Splinterlands, obviously, sadly, but hopefully we can get there. I'm just talking about everything else that I'm involved in. Okay, so Brandon says Levi answered only the card's abilities, so the repair and cleanse are run twice. Okay. Yo, Stever's in the house. Stever, what's going on? Hey, you gotta get Matt on the show again. I really like when he's on non-Splinterlands shows. Sorry, that was a weird thing to say. I really like when he's not on the town hall. I mean, I like it when he's on the town hall, but you and BB just did such a great job like diving into a bunch of other things with him. So like that, TPG, all of those are great. So Leandra says, yep, LOL vitamin D3, 2,000 per day during the winter, and take D3 with K2. A lot of people don't know. Yeah, I've heard that, but you know what? I don't do that. But I've heard it so much. Is it really that essential? Or can I just go out and get some sunshine? She's kind of very interesting. Okay, so being lazy is the best. What's up, Mystic Force? Wait to make your way into the chat. Great comment here. Being lazy is the best. Brandon says MicroStrategy's that high. Damn, I should have bought some calls yesterday. Would have been popping champagne today. You know, the thing is, I don't. Okay, so I mean, I don't play the options game, right? That's a little too high risk for me. But I have been exploring MSTY, which is kind of like that, not yield farming, what's it called? Yield max strategy on MicroStrategy, where it's like, oh, okay, I mean, they're paying like, they're pulling a yield of like over 100% right now, just raking in and cashing in on the volatility of MicroStrategy. And so oddly enough, I was talking with AI this morning to try and better understand how they like, you know, how that whole thing operates. But yeah, I think if you know how to run that game with calls and puts and whatever, I'm sure you can make some good cash. Oh my God, Dragon, I already sold my Bitcoin and I'm holding and waiting for the dip. Sorry in advance if no, dude, I feel sorry for you. You never sell your Bitcoin, bro. Come on. Jinxed us? No way. You just confirmed we have another leg up. Yes, sir. Dragon, we thank you for your sacrifice. Now that you sold, we can finally hit 100K. We were just waiting for you. Our vlogging says, for me, it's obvious that if this continues and alts make all-time high by the end of February, it's time to sell most of them. Yeah. I'm going to be if this continues the way that it is for the next couple of months, I'm going to be very jittery in Q1. Jittery's not the right word. I'm just going to, like, my finger's going to be on the sell button and ready to go. So we shall see. All right, 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, short intermission over. Let's see where I leave off. Harris says, I'm up about 20%. I have no idea when I should take some money out to enjoy it or let it ride to 250K or even 1 million. I'd feel stupid if I sell now and Bitcoin goes up. So, you know, here's the thing. You're never going to time the top. All right, I think everybody just has to come to terms with that. You're never going to time the top. So for me, and trust me, this is a struggle for me too, right? Like, because there's a game that I'm playing here that probably is too risky, even though I say that I'm risk averse. But there's a game that I'm playing, right, with MicroStrategy and all that, and a part of me is like, I need to take the risk off the table now, right? If I remove the risk, then I can let everything ride. But I struggle with it. Because I thought about doing it earlier this morning, right? I'm just like, okay, let me take some risk off the table, and then I'll be good, right? It was at 408. I didn't do it then. And now my bad behavior is getting rewarded because it jumped to $423, right? So now this is what I'm talking about. Like, you can't, like, I don't want to be greedy. Like, I hit some of my targets. I need to like wait until the market cools off a little bit. And you know what? Here's the thing. If the market never cools off a little bit, at least I still have some skin in the game. I mean, I have a lot of skin in the game, right? But I need to be very methodical about how I'm deploying capital. Because let's say I'm wrong. Let's say this does go for a long time, for another, 6, 8, 12 months, whatever you want to call it. There will no doubt be some kind of corrections. There will no doubt be some kind of cooling off. I cannot imagine Bitcoin just going on an absolute tear, hitting a new all-time high every week between now, like over the next 52 weeks, right? That sounds kind of ridiculous. So it's a good time right now. Don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic time right now. But we shall see. Especially if alt season is going to come in and light things up for us too. Steve says, yeah, it was fun talking to him, but way too early for me to take profits. Well, fair. Just don't be like most of us last bull run, where Bitcoin hit 69K and everybody's like, I'm gonna wait until 90 because we know we're going to 100K, right? Because guess what? We hit 90. I hope you took your profits 3 years later. Actually, I hope you held through the entirety of the bear. So Andrew's here. Now, Andrew Browett. Here's a name that I have not seen on stream before. And while my memory isn't great, I do tend to remember a lot of usernames that come in. So Andrew, first of all, welcome to the stream. I'm just curious to know, are you new to the game? Are you new to the channel? Or are you just new to chatting overall in live streams? Again, you don't have to answer that, but just out of curiosity, I think people get excited when we see new players coming in and new names popping up. To answer your question, if it's only that card's ability twice, why is healing mentioned in the description? So I was incorrect. It's not just that card. It seems like as long as that card is in, everybody, enemies as well as your own, have that echo kind of ability ingrained in them. At least that is my understanding. So I'm trying to just see, because Lilyfire is really active here in the chat right now. Is there anything else that she said? Something about tech modernization. Oh, did they update the battle screen? Somebody mentioned that earlier. Hold up. Okay, let me go check now. Well, you know what? First, let's do our due diligence. Tech modernization. So tactics and battle display have been moved over to the new client. This update should address quite a few graphical oddities, issues with specific devices, visual bugs. Added a skip to fatigue button. The battle button should now reliably appear on the tactics screen. Tactics will attempt to automatically submit the current selection when the timer runs out. Improved iOS device compatibility. Okay, so let's just go through all of it, and then we'll jump back in. So gameplay updates. All tactics activation now displays activating tactics on battle replays rather than showing their internal names of the abilities. Okay, so fix the issue of being unable to delegate cards to light accounts. Oh, okay, cool. Does anybody here have a light account? You should no longer receive a notification about a pending brawl battle while submitting your brawl battles. There we go. The tooltips for cards are added a button to exit out of the KYC status and failure screens, and a new button to navigate the reward shop when completing the initial 1000 glint starter quest. Fix the event image input field for tournament creation. The styling of settings page has been updated. Remove the spellbook requirement from proposal voting and replace it with Hive account check. Fix some typos in the novice. All right, fix it. Cool. Okay, so let's go and see what the new battle screen looks like. Because if this is the final part, if this is the final countdown, I mean, let's freaking go. All right, let's watch this battle. Or you know what? Let's watch a battle that I haven't watched yet, but that I won, because that's the only thing that we watch here. I think I watched most of these. All right, I won't be picky. Let's just watch one. Ooh, look at that sexy, sleek header. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on here? This looks so different. Okay. So it already... Okay, so let's see. It's a battle. I know I'm a 3-speed kind of guy. I've been used to that for the last 3 years. Look at those effects. It's like little explosions now. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The 3 even feels fast for me. I can't follow this battle. Maybe I'm just not paying attention appropriately. Okay. Dispel. Miss. Miss, I thought I won this game. How in the world? Okay, but for real, how did I win this? Boop. All right, he going. Sweet. Is it me, or does it feel just a little weird? Like there's a little lag to it. I mean, it's like a little too different. A little laggy, right? Did I see someone in the chat say that? All right, let me. All right, I'm gonna jump down here. So, Brandon says, feel a little jumpy, laggy for me. Yeah. Okay. So let me jump up where I left off. Solving Chaos says, just hodl, loving the Bitcoin price. Yeah, me too. Yes, it's great seeing new people or more active people, so welcome. Brandon says, check BTC chart November 13, 2017 to December 17. It was up with only 3 to 4 pauses, retraces on the daily. Those are good times, man. But you know what? So here's the thing. I don't like the comparison to 2017. And I know you use it a lot, Brandon, because I think you were talking about how this kind of felt similar going into the holidays and all that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I personally don't like that equivalent because if you were there, and I'm sure you were, like 2017 was different. 2017 was wild because it was the first time Bitcoin was ever getting anything. And we were also at the tail end of the bull run. Right now, it feels like we're still at the beginning of the bull run. And so I'm just likening it more to like 2020 and how we saw Bitcoin like almost hit a new all-time high throughout November. And then it actually did in December. And then it ripped through the 20s straight to 30, then to 40,000. So obviously we're not playing out similarly because we've already hit a new all-time high. We hit a new all-time high in March or whatever it was. But yeah, could be interesting. 1 second, guys. Okay, we're back. Dragon says, yeah, the battle screen has changed, but I think it took away the auto submit battle to make sure to time it right. Gotcha. Okay. Joffrey's in the house. Let's go, bro. Off the Grid is paying out 1.2 million leaderboard rewards tomorrow. They're holding a streamers tournament. Dude, I wish I was good at that game. I know I haven't played in a bit. I haven't streamed it in a bit. But you know what? Let's jump in tomorrow. Why not? Or I should take some of my MicroStrategy gains and buy me a nice old what's that called? No, not old, but PS5, so I can stop playing on this garbage computer. All right, so Vlogging says, if the diminishing returns are so high that BTC doesn't even make 200K this cycle, then how's it ever going to make it to 1 million? Hold up, somebody's calling. Let me just text them. So if BTC diminishing returns are so high that BTC doesn't even make 200K, then how's it ever going to make it to 1 million? I don't think that... I think stuff like that can take longer than people expect. I know that there's obviously a lot of bullishness now, and everybody's like, oh, we're getting nation state adoption and yada, 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 right? US government's going to buy in, and all these other countries are starting to front run it. I am not saying that that doesn't make an impact, but if you go back to just to give you guys like a little bit of a sober look on this, right? You go back to late 2020, early 2021, and MicroStrategy had bought, and then Tesla bought, and that was like wild because everybody's like, yo, if Tesla's buying and it's going to get into the S&P 500 and blah, blah. Again, this is 2021, right? So it's 3 years ago. Like, just wait until all these other companies start buying. Like, they're going to want to be like Tesla. Well, guess what? They weren't, though. They didn't. In fact, there has not been a major company that's bought since then. I mean, you have some outliers and you have some obviously crypto adjacent or crypto native companies, but it's not like, oh, Tesla did it, so Nvidia and Apple and Microsoft are all going to do it too. If anything, like, Microsoft is going to vote on it next month, which is almost 4 years later, right? So don't get me wrong. Obviously, do I want this to be the super cycle? Who doesn't, right? But just because the US is adopting it or saying that they will adopt it, stuff can happen a lot slower. And so, again, I want to be wrong about that, right? I'm just trying to take a very conservative look at this because we've heard the same kind of hype before, and then things just didn't pan out. So to your point, I think we'll eventually make it to millions, not just 1 million. But sometimes that stuff can take a little bit longer than people expect. Everybody was expecting 100K last cycle, and here we are in the throes of this bull run, and guess what? We're still not even at 100K. I mean, and yet people are like, okay, 100K is a given this time. Where are we going to go to from there? I don't know. I'd like to see, so don't get me wrong, I'd like for us to see a 1 million Bitcoin this cycle. I think if there's going to be a blow off top, we might hit it, right? That's not a prediction. That's just saying, like, it still feels very early. And if we hit 1 million, there's no way that we stay at 1 million. But yeah, I don't know. Solving Chaos says, building and protecting wealth. Oh, sorry. Building, that's your name. This cycle, many folks are already up between 500 and 700%. I think we'll peak in April, or in 2025, April to December. Yeah, I'm preparing for an April peak. I mean, there might be some other like opportunities that I might chase later on, but I'm preparing for earlier. So there's a triangle over by where the battle button used to be, and I thought it was play and clicked on it. What is it? That's triangle button? Oh, there's just a triangle. Wait, where is play? Oh, battle's up here now. I see what you mean. That's not confusing at all. The maintenance also enhanced sound effect of the battle. Oh, cool. I'll have to give that a listen. So solving chaos. Oh, you know what? I think it was lagging because my computer can't handle this. Because now I'm starting to notice my computer gets slower. I really need a new laptop, guys. Okay, so maybe I'm off because I'm using GBTC prior spot. Yeah, I have some GBTC too. That's been fun. Oh, has the botting drama died down for SPL? How are the major bots doing? Bots were banned from Modern over a year ago, Harris. I don't know if you missed that part. It looks like Leandro said the same thing. Yeah, it feels a little jumpy and laggy for me too. Okay, so Dwayne's in the house. The C-Bro is Matt. Will the DAO get an invoice moving forward? Oh, I heard about this drama. Also, Matt is not paid by the DAO, so maybe we'll leave that there. Yeah, it's hard to say this time is different, but we didn't have NFTs last cycle, and we have Bitcoin-friendly administration. I mean, Vivek is the head of Doge. I mean, so's what's his name? Elon. I think he joined us just for fun. Yeah, so I mean, I own like 700 Doge, which is not a lot. I think it's like a couple dollars worth of Doge or whatever it is. But what was I going to say? Elon, like I think Doge to $1 is like guaranteed this time, right? We're already at 40 cents. So again, I don't have a significant bag, but I think there's no way that Elon doesn't continue to pump it up next year, especially in his Department of Government Efficiency role. Brandon says, if we are just at the beginning, this is going to be bonkers. This is different. This is very different. Everything we wanted in 2017. Now we have institutions, ETFs, sovereign wealth, and corporate dollars. Yeah, again, so we have all of the pieces now. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to like poo-poo on this and say like the super cycle isn't here. But I also like to think that like, I hate the term "this time is different" because I really don't want to think that this time is different. If I'm wrong, then I'd rather be okay with that. I'd rather be wrong. But you're absolutely right. I mean, this is completely different. Look who's in charge of pushing this bull run. It's no longer Celsius and BlockFi and FTX and all these other like players, new players, right? New money, innovative money that came in. Now who's pushing it? It's BlackRock. It's Fidelity. Oh, they're ready to go, right? Like they shut down the last bull run essentially, and you know, powers that be essentially put everybody else out of business. And so now here we are. And I'm definitely suffering bull run-itis. It's acquired Max Dr. Goldfoot. I mean, yeah, that's $150 or something like that. All right, you can clean expose. Yeah, you can. So Supreme Victory Studio says, oh, I do not like the flashing effect when the card attacks. I think we just got to get used to it. How crazy is it that the name of a top meme coin is now mentioned daily on mainstream news? Everywhere, Doge to the moon. Yeah. So Steve says, 2025 is also the year companies don't have to be stupid reporting rules for having the balance sheets that passed this year, but not in effect till next year. Yeah, that's actually gonna be huge. I'm waiting to see what happens with MicroStrategy then, because I believe starting in, I don't know the full logistics behind this. This is just secondhand hearing from me, passively hearing stuff in the background, but it was like something like they'll be able to show their growth in Bitcoin, I think, as a profit if Bitcoin moves in Q1 because of the new accounting rules, which will then show them as actually a profitable company, or like revenue generating company, profitable company, which could then get them into the S&P 500, which they're not eligible for right now, if I'm understanding that correctly. Huge disclaimer and caveat on that. Now, here's the thing, right? It's like, I don't know what kind of like financial manipulation games that they're playing where they're not showing the company as profitable, but it doesn't matter because they're sitting on like, you know, billions of dollars worth of gains on their holdings of Bitcoin. So their operating business, their operating revenue is kind of irrelevant at this point, but they can't show the gains in Bitcoin as a way that the company is increasing in value. And that all changes in Q1. And that's where things could run wild, right? So Elias counters Cryptic to an extent. Very cool. All right. So Steve says, great point. Or no, Brent says, Steve, great point. Neil has covered that a bit too. Things are very favorable in crypto and corporate world now. Indeed. So, and we just didn't have that in 2021, right? So we have that now, which is great. I think there's a lot of expectation that like companies around the world are just going to adopt Bitcoin, which I hope so. Right? I hope we're at that point. Actually, let me rephrase. I hope we are, but at the same time, I kind of hope we're not, because it's like I want to have another bear market to get more Bitcoin. Like when people start losing faith in Bitcoin and it drops from 1 million to 200,000, it's like, okay, I want to go heavy then, right? I want to buy a ton, but you know, that's assuming that we follow the 4-year cycle again. So Brandon says, sell some of that master gains and get a new computer. I should. It wouldn't be the worst idea. Bolts is in the house. Hanging there, fellas. Woo, we're building our own rocket ship. All right. Redx says, big banks hate little banks. Type of money. You're going to need a safe for these brilliant projects. ETFs, not NFTs. It's all good. Brandon says 700 Doge equals 270. You know what's so funny? You're right. That's not a small amount of money anymore. I think the last time I checked the dollar value of that was when Doge was at like 6 cents. So I don't know how much that is, but it felt like just like a couple of dollars. Basically, but I'm looking at it this way. I'm like, if Doge goes to $1, It's not like I'm going to retire. It's not like I can just, take that money to the bank. That's to me $700. I mean, okay, fine. I guess that's the new laptop, right? Or PS5. Maybe that's what I'll do with my Doge gains if we get all the way to $1. Andy Beast has been here before. You may remember, you hadn't noticed, I was on my wife's YouTube last time. Oh, okay, cool. Also, your username just changed. You were Andrew something before, or Andrew, I don't know how to say your last name. But yes, I do remember coming through on your wife's YouTube. Funny stuff. Thanks for being here. So Steve says, a fact I heard is Doge is worth more than Vanguard. Oh, Vanguard. That's the sad thing is I used to love Vanguard. I mean, when I went like back in the, a decade ago when I was like getting into like investing and planning for retirement and all this, I was just like, oh, Vanguard, like, Jack Bogle was the guy who kind of spearheaded the whole index fund thing, made it so much easier for people to, build wealth in the long run. And it was great. And I was a big fan of Vanguard. I moved my stuff there. I helped family members move their stuff there. And then like this year, the ETF comes out and they're like, yeah, we don't like Bitcoin. And I was like, oh, it's like finding out. It's like finding out like your girlfriend has, like she doesn't like something that, you just kind of like thought that she would. And she's just like, no, actually, I kind of hate that. And you're like, wait, I don't know that we can see each other anymore. This is kind of difficult for me now. So Brandon says, Sean, don't compare 2017. This is different, but also sound. But I don't like to say things are different. I know, dude. I'm just a walking contradiction. Well, the reason I said don't compare to 2017 is because it's not in my opinion, it's not the perfect analogous. Is that a word? Maybe it could be analogous year. Like if I'm looking at 2024, I would compare it to 2016 and 2020. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, Steve says, the old rule, you had to report your holding as the lowest price. It hit, so dumb. Also, did you hear Marathon, the mining company, is copying MicroStrategy? They did their first raise to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, like I said, I'm not surprised, right? We've seen several companies start to do this. There was one called Genius recently that said they were going to do it. There was another one called, what's the one in Japan? Dylan Leclerc. I follow him on, or I don't follow him, but I see him posting on, there's a Japanese company. I think it's Planet, something like that. I need to remember these things. Where does he work? Metaplanet, that's what it is. So Metaplanet is a Japanese company, I believe, and they're doing the same thing as MicroStrategy, just obviously on a smaller scale. But yeah, I mean, I think we'll start to see others. It's just like obviously nobody's going to catch Saylor at this point. The big one is if Microsoft shareholders choose to buy it. I think the vote is on December 7th. That could be a monumental shift. So, I mean, that is how many days away? That's 2.5 weeks away. Now, I'm not expecting them to vote in favor of it, right? But imagine a bullish scenario here in which everybody goes home for the holidays, right? Or, whatever, for the Thanksgiving holiday next week. People are talking about Bitcoin. And they're like, yeah, crypto is crazy. The new administration is very friendly to it. Like, this is the time to jump in and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, we're 93K today, right? All of a sudden, we push through 100K the week after Thanksgiving, which, oddly enough, is the first week of December leading up to that vote, I believe on December 7th. So all of a sudden, you're seeing Bitcoin hit new all-time highs. It's hitting 100K. And all of those executives or shareholders, whatever, that were home for the holidays and, with their families and loved ones and people who were talking about this because it was top of mind and hit 100K. Now, all of a sudden, they're going back and being like, wait a second, maybe we should. Wait, is there another company that's done this? Oh, MicroStrategy? Oh my gosh, MicroStrategy went from 3 billion to 90 billion in 4 years? That's insane. Yeah, maybe we should vote yes on this. And if that happens, oh God, somebody save us. That will be wild. Because if Microsoft does it, you know, the people at Apple and Nvidia and all those other top tier companies are going to have to at least take notice, right? At least be like, yo, wait. What are they doing over there? What are they doing over there? Maybe we should pay attention. So again, I'm not expecting the vote to go yes, but there's a wild outstanding case for it that things could get exciting. So Supreme Victory Studios, so far modern battles look pretty good. I bet the mobile experience has probably improved with this update. All right, I didn't look at modern battles. Should we take a look at modern battles? Is that any different? Or did you mean like tech modernization battles? Oh, it's been a while since I've won a game. So let's do this one. I'm going to throw this on and then we can watch it. And then I'm just going to take a quick step back. 1 second. There you guys go. Oh, is it not going? Ooh, you know what? I mean, it's taking up a lot of bandwidth for me. It's crazy how much of a difference modern or tech modernized battles versus the previous one, because my computer does slow down. I mean, I just confirmed it. We did it once and now I just did it again, and it's just like all of a sudden everything starts freezing on me. So hopefully that's not an issue for people with slower, laggier systems. But I guess I won't be able to play on stream anymore. Oh, boo. Oh, you know what? I'll just, I'll play on my other PC and then we'll just bring that in. All right. So Dragon says, I broke up with a girl because she didn't like Seinfeld back in the 90s. Well, the fight broke us up. Well, I'm sorry, unless, you know, hopefully your life, the trajectory of your life changed for the absolute better after that. Breaking up over Seinfeld is kind of funny though. I don't mean to poke fun at your misfortune, unless it sets you on a path to absolutely take over the world, then hell yeah. So Vlogging says, have to set my alarm clock because I will take that Heloise if the price is not going up. Ooh, where is it? Auction. Oh, Jarvie's getting in the mix now. There's no chance. There's no chance it stays with this, bro. I mean, I wish you the best, but even just looking at like, oh, congrats to SPR Stoner. I mean, you know, Azracon's willing to pay 1.3 million. You know, whoever this Petroni guy is willing to pay 1.35. Even Miradorn, I don't think it's gotten his yet. 1.29. So, has Loving the Moo gotten theirs? No. I wish you well in the wars to come. So Brian says, any word on the upward trajectory of XRP once the bureaucratic towns are removed from XRP Ripple? Seaver, you to XRP? Because I know Aftersound Gaming sees. Oh yeah, dude, XRP's trash. Don't do it, Brandon. Buy Bitcoin and chill. Stack sats and chill. Stay away from XRP. All right, so Vlogging says, or Dragon says, good luck. Looks like a must-have card. Steve says, I was in Celsius. I lost my XRP and Doge. Oh, yeah. Celsius was not a great move for me either. Ended up losing quite a bit. Brandon says, all right, so BTC all time. I just hit on CoinGecko 19 minutes ago. Let's freaking go. All right. So Steve says, right now I'm just in Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, Splinterlands, and EMP, and I got some small gaming coins like Prime. Gosh, I hope Prime blows up. I would love to see things go absolutely nuts. But we only have Aftermath right now. I think we'll have to wait until next year for Arcade Colony. No, not Arcade Colony. Parallel Colony. I mean, maybe Arcade Colony too. I have no idea what's going on with that. Was there another? Hold up. I kind of want to see. 11:15. Oh wait, there was an office hours, and it looks like Aggie was talking quite a bit. Can we go through this now? Okay, we're not going to go through all of it. I mean, he talked a lot, which is kind of rare. All right, so let's see. Drop in questions. Okay, so sorry I'm late. I've had a small family emergency. I had a kitten die. Oh, that's actually sad. So it's over now, but it's been a mess. That's one way to describe a kitten dying. It's over now. Tween teen daughters are pretty crushed. Dude, I'd be crushed if my kitten died. I think my cat's sick, by the way. I think I gotta take him to the vet. Poor guy. Will do. Thanks. Just like lost track of time trying to deal with the aftermath. All right, I'm here now. Okay, so a few questions for office hours this week. Can we get an update on GLS, especially the dispute with the MLSPA? What is the backup plan if that goes poorly? Maybe made up players with similar stats. Okay. So he says here, number one, I'm under NDA and I'm not sure what I can share. MLSPA long-term partnership looks a little grim. Short-term backup plan would be to remove images and names. Long-term plan would be to still put out a turn-based game, but without our current ties to the existing game, we probably switch to a Unity-based game. So bad news for IP, but probably a major upgrade to playability. Okay, I mean, that's not a terrible thing. Because let's be real, the MLSPA didn't do anything for us. And I'm not even putting this on the MLSPA. I'm just saying that, like, having the cards and having, like, the players or whatever, like, that didn't, I don't know about you. I mean, I guess I'm not the target demographic here, but it's not like, ooh, I really want, like, this dude's card. And that's the thing. I would play a game if it's a fun game on Unity that's like soccer slash football based, like FIFA style. But you know, I keep going back to the arcadiness of NFL Blitz or NBA Jam. But you know, a FIFA version of that, FIFA style version of that, not actually FIFA, that could be fun. Number two, they're working on it. So number two is the question is, how is the Moonquest coming along and when leaderboard? They're working on it, but it's under a new contract which just got signed. I should have a small update next week. Number three question, what is the plan in the face of legal threats to Steakhouse Den? And do you have a response to our friend who lives in a state where it may be illegal? See general chat. So three says we can either block his IP specifically or possibly the whole state. I'm leaning towards him specifically. This is punitive, but it was essentially at his request. Number four, when do you expect the Steakhouse Den to launch and any more details? The white paper is out. Proposal is waiting a bit on the fallout of MLSPA stuff. I expect some angry players if things go south. Don't really want a mix of new stuff with current turbulence. Damn. Number five. What's question number five? How many Arcade Colony games do you expect to be added in 2025? Ideal, dream, and realistic. So Aggie says some games are insanely easy to do. Khan made a game in a short period. Z has been working on one too, trying to figure out the real free-to-play stuff. Basically take existing things in the Unity store, add some tweaks, think about. So depending on how some of that goes, it could be a handful, but in a bull market, I wouldn't be surprised if we have dozens by the end of 2025. Oh, dude, whenever Aggie starts to get bullish, I get nervous now. You know, because it's like, look, I want Aggie to succeed, but don't. I know he's not making promises, but don't make promises you can't keep. Dozens by the end of 2025. Yo, we can't even get Goals V2 out. Okay, number six. Question number six. Anything else of interest or other news? So he says there are Unity assets that actually have a fair number of the feature sets that we want for GLG Season 2. Trying to figure out if we're forced to pivot away. Anyway, if we can port it all to Unity-based. Currently leaning towards yes, but it's still really early. On MLSPA, would we lose our Season 1 cards? What would happen to those? Would those transfer into something else? Lots of things are on the table. If we lose MLSPA, then we have to change images rapidly and change names on the back of cards, but everything else would stay. It doesn't cost much to operate the game, and at some point in a better market, I would like to fill it with other sports games. I'm still looking at options, and my first question to the team is usually focused around how do we preserve value for players as best we can. God, I'm so cynical now because I'm like, does that stuff even have value? Well, what are you trying to preserve? Just make a cool game. All right, so Aggie says, at an extreme end, we could shut down the whole thing and force people to convert assets into credits. Oh, God. I don't want to do that at all, is what he said. So we'll see what happens in the ecosystem as the ecosystem progresses. My best guess right now is that images have to be removed. Gameplay continues with placeholder names and assets. We try to get a Unity-based version out in Arcade Colony and airdrop things to players to existing asset holders and wait for better conditions and a follow MSV. Okay, well, that's interesting. Bro, it seems like GLS is kind of going down the gutter if all the focus is going to be on Arcade Colony. Like, why would you put a Unity-based soccer game / football game on Arcade Colony? Shouldn't that be on GLS? Then he says, but I'm not the lead on this. What? Then who is? You're CEO. And I'm under NDA. There's a non-zero, low % chance that all of GLS is taken down, but that's the worst case scenario, and I don't expect that to happen. Oh my God. What? Oh. Okay, short-term convert everything to credits at market prices is my first approach to handling that, but again, I don't expect it to happen. If you have suggestions, feel free to share. No, dude. If I can't print Colony, so that's not an option. I could force packs for moon cards or something, but credits would... Okay. So if all hell breaks loose, and that's where I land, the best option, I think, is USD value, credit conversions, and you guys can send the new value on assets as they come out. Yeah, Crystal, but I think that's B. C would have to be some amazing bull market antics. No, we've been waiting for that for too long. It doesn't work like that. Like here, see, if he's still thinking that like the bull run's gonna save him. Like the bull run, people who have working, operating things, they'll reap the benefits. It's not just gonna save a random game that doesn't have any players or a functioning like reward system. Which I'm being harsh. There is a functioning reward system. It's just even the people who are here don't really participate. I think the whole layer 2 stays. Okay. Also arcade games, but I would feel worse if BTC wasn't at all-time highs. I think we pull through. If there's a giant crash in this prolong, we're probably doomed. But post-Trump getting elected, rates cuts going forward, possibly no capital gains on crypto. And USG buying 1 million. Bitcoin, I think we're going to be okay. I'll feel better if Trump actually gets into office on January 20th. Yeah, there's nothing too immediate that makes me think things won't operate. It's been a 3-year bear market for alts, and we've been running at a loss for a while. Okay, highest priority is fix Mooncart's wonkiness. The main games need work. Okay. Wait, white paper is out. I mean, the proposal has to get out, which is written. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, we're still here to deal with kind of mess. I don't know, man. You know, like... I hate to say it. It's just, it's not... Gosh. It sounds a lot like where we were a year ago or 2 years ago, where you're just hoping that this bull run will change things and save things. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe, but it doesn't usually work out like that. I mean, Splinterlands didn't even expect that the first time around. They just made an interesting game that had a reward structure to it. And, you know, people gravitated towards it. Now, Mooncarts is cool. Like, it's an okay game. But, you know, I mean... I enjoyed playing it, and I don't play it anymore. And I might not be the ideal person to use as an example, but you'd have to do way more there. In a way, I really like what Blaze has been doing with Splinterlands kind of socials, where I'm not participating because I usually don't even have the cards, but I like seeing that there's opportunities to go, like, if you play this summoner and beat this summoner, send us the link or whatever to the battle, and you could win some rebellion packs or some cool stuff like that. So you would need something like that for moon carts, or I mean, any game is going to need stuff like that, different bounties or whatever the case is. Damn. So much potential, so much promise. 2 years ago, I mean, we were just like, oh man, we got this partnership with the MLSPA. This is going to catapult us. Like, this could be bigger. I've said that all the time. This could be bigger than Splinterlands if it's done right. Sucks, man. I hope the GLS team pulls through. Because, I mean, if there's anything worse than going bankrupt in a bear market, it's probably going bankrupt in a bull market. All right, let me catch up on the chat. Sorry, that was a little depressing. Right now, I'm just a big... Okay, we saw that already. Yeah, so yeah, only time will time if buy Bitcoin with debt today is better than buying basic miner and mining Bitcoin over a useful life of machine. Buy a new laptop already, says Leandro. Hey man, I can't sell my Bitcoin for this. I still play big time a bit, but not so much. Yeah. You can rent your Time Warden on Play Big Time. Rentals are good there. So if my PC started lagging a game I play regularly, I would use that as a perfect excuse to start looking for a new PC. Well, it looks like that just started today, so. Yeah, I just ran it out for 155 because I wasn't using it. Yeah, let's see what he has to say. Sorry, Smurf is here. Bitcoin pump because 3 World War is on the doors, so money will have no value. Just pump BTC before I die. Easy. Fair enough. I don't think we get there. I'm feeling a lot better about World War III not happening. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know they're really trying right now, but I think we'll be okay. State of Survival says, in 10 years, will we have more cryptocurrencies or less? Excuse me. Can 2 different cryptocurrencies merge like companies do? I don't think so. There's no way to properly consolidate them. Nah, man. They're everything always consolidates into 1 or 2 like major things. It's gonna be Bitcoin. It's gonna be Bitcoin and most likely ETH. But I don't know. Solana's making a run, man. Dragon says, oh, sorry, bring in your kitty. Yeah, I should. So, I mean, he's just got really bad breath. But now I'm noticing he's like licking his lips all the time. So I don't know. Maybe I gotta bring him in for like a dental appointment. Did he say all GLG and FTR cards will be changed? Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, they won't be able to use the IP anymore. I mean, worse than that, he said you'll just be able to redeem it for a cash value. I mean, these cards are going for $0.25 each on the market. And people paid $5 a pop for those packs. So if you're getting the bare minimum turned into credits, that's rough. I mean, you're getting $1.25. You've lost like 80% of your value. And not only that, you can't even get your value back. You have to then use it in another game, which is not tried and true or proven. That was sad, but if it dies and I get some credits, well, fine. No more time for GLS. So Blockchain Project says, my plan is to sell SPL land for real land in Peru sometime next year. Way to go. Let's freaking do it. I mean, there's still a lot more that Aggie was talking around about. He says, this has been a hard 3 years and we're not done yet. I'll breathe easy when SPS is 10 cents again. Ugh. Bro, we're not even going to hit 10 cents. But at least Bitcoin is up at 90K again. New sustained Bitcoin all-time highs. Usually the first step of alt season, so hopefully my faith. Yeah, well, my hope, my hope is that Matt has learned the lesson. Just can't be in a position where you're building a business that is so dependent on crypto cycles. That whole saying, like, the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. And this is the crazy part about this. We're not in a bear market anymore. I mean, I know, like, Aggie's saying, like, it's an altcoin bear market, which, I mean, is it really? You have meme coins popping off. You have a lot of your okay, ETH is down, right? ETH has not hit a new all-time high yet, but that's because it's garbage. Where's Solana at? What was Solana's all-time high? $260. I mean, Solana's closer to its all-time high than ETH is. What about BNB? Oh, it flipped BNB. Didn't even see that. Oh my gosh, it flipped it a while ago. All-time high 720. So, I mean, BNB's kind of close too. Okay, fine. I can live with that. Altcoins are still in a bear market. It does not feel like a bear market because a lot of them are pumping. But sure, I guess they're not necessarily hitting new all-time highs. That's why you stack sats and chill, right? Right, Brandon? ETH will be overtaken. Will it be SOL, XRP, SWI? Doesn't matter. Stack sats. Indeed. I mean, so, here's the thing. We're not at the point yet where people are building consistent and, fantastic infrastructure on layer 3 for Bitcoin yet. I mean, we are, but it's not at the same level. We're still working on, like, layer 2 Lightning solutions and all that. So there's a great talk by both Michael Saylor has one, as well as Jack Mallers. I highly recommend the Jack Mallers one. Talking about, like, there is no second best when it comes to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin does one thing or a couple things and it does them really well. It's not trying to be more the way that ETH and all these others are. So the thing is, ETH has so much competition, and you're seeing that now with BNB, with Solana, with Polygon, with whatever else there is out there, right? SWI, Cardano even. I mean, Cardano's having a little bit of a renaissance here. So point being that there's always going to be competition there, and they're always going to be fighting for the same users. Whereas many of the same people, they could be, into Solana, or they could be into ETH, or they could be into whatever, but they're still going to hold Bitcoin because Bitcoin does something different and it does it well. And it's the only one that does it. So I don't know who the winner of that is going to be, but I do think things are going to shake up quite a bit if they haven't been already. Blockchain Project says Aggie should have just stayed focused on what he started and not jump to every new shiny thing. Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard, it's easy to play armchair quarterback, Monday morning quarterback. The truth is that, like, I think there are very few of us that would have stayed the course if there had been a bunch of cool shiny things that were popping up in front of us. Here's the thing. I don't blame him. I know this sounds crazy, right? But I am being empathetic here. I don't blame him for taking those opportunities, because I think most people, 99.9% of people, would have done the same and would have tried to figure it out. Um, so taking the opportunities is fine, but then not like finding ways to then execute on them appropriately. And I guess you could make the argument that like doing the due diligence ahead of time and making sure that you'd only take on the project if you could execute on it would have been good. And sure, that's fine. I'll concede that. But you know, when people are like waving shiny things at you, it's really hard to say no. So I don't know. I just wish all this stuff could have been built inside of Splinterlands. And I know it would have been like wild and wacky and whatever. Like, but can you imagine? Can you imagine if we had like a soccer game inside of Splinterlands where you could use your cursed Wendeku, or I would use my Bakjira as a goalie, all right, and be like, oh yeah, you can get past Bakjira, not this time around. That, and then you could like, you know, everybody's like racing on wildebeests instead of arcade colony, whatever it's called, moon carts. Everybody's riding on their favorite palace, or I don't know what cards that people ride on. Could have been interesting. Could have been wild. And this is what I'm talking about, right? And it's not just like moon carts and excuse me, I've been talking for too long, my throat's killing me now. It's not just like moon carts and GLS and all this, like there's a reason that like I've become more cynical in my Bitcoin maxiness age. It's because like we're just printing all these shit coins, man, like, and then you have to support them, like, for what? Imagine how much more utility could have gone into SPS if all of that stuff had just been within Splinterlands. Didn't need to be outside. And this is not just a Splinterlands thing, right? Like every game, every project, in my opinion, is guilty of this. But people do it because A, they're trying to get rich, B, they want to have control, or C, combination of both. And so that's why we haven't really found a sustainable kind of play to earn model yet. I would say that Splinterlands is still the closest, if they can get it right. It's just there's been a lot of missteps along the way. I mean, hell, even look at so you look at Illuvium, you look at Off the Grid, like where's that money coming from, right? To pay out rewards. It's not coming from value that they're creating in the game, right? It's not coming from market activity and all that. It's coming from like promotional dollars or advertising or whatever. And here's the thing, that is actually not a bad way to go, because that's how the Web 2 model works. The ad revenue, right? It's free to play and it's ad revenue. And so it's like, okay, if a game wants to operate that way, they're sustainable not in like a self-sufficient ecosystem type of way, but they're sustainable in the fact that they can go out and continue to acquire partnerships, building their brand in conjunction with another brand. But I don't even know that that's what we're seeing with a lot of these Web3 games, the same way that we see it with Web 2, right? I mean, look at how many different brands, companies, movies, things like that have partnered with Fortnite, for example, right? I always use that as the primary example. People aren't necessarily doing that with Web 3 games. It's just, hey, you got some VC money now, right? We have $30 million worth of marketing. Instead of spending that money trying to make a cool trailer and blast this out to social media, let's pump up the earnings for a short period of time, essentially like subsidizing these earnings so that people come in, they buy the assets, they play the game, and hopefully, right, I'm not even saying it's like insidious or evil or malicious, it's just like hopefully by that time that you get enough people to come in and there's like a critical mass of people that come in. You bring in folks of all different types of backgrounds, not the ones that are just min-maxing, but collectors, people that want to play, people that just enjoy the game, casual players, so that you get to a point where the economy is self-sustaining. I mean, it's possible, but we haven't really seen that yet because we haven't been through a full bull market cycle with any of these games that is on that level, right? This is the cycle that we do it. Last cycle, all these games were just promises, right? And they sold dreams to everybody. Like literally they sold dreams, right? Like buy land now, buy these things now, and hopefully it'll have value in a couple of years. Okay, well here we are a couple of years later, and they still have a lot of marketing dollars that they can go and take advantage of, whatever the case is. So we'll see if they become sustainable with that kind of approach, just kind of throwing money at the problem, and how long it'll go. But it's like, it's tough. The most sustainable way to do things, honestly, with something like Splinterlands, if somebody had the balls to create a game like this, is you create it based on like market activity, for example, right? So we have I don't know, however much DEC gets burned from the market. Let's say you were to take all of that, use that as value, and then that is what gets paid out in rewards. Now the rewards would be tiny, right? Especially like looking at things now, but it would be self-sustaining because, well, that's just the way that the economy would go. Now you'd still have other expenses, other things that you need to worry about, where the company would have to make money in order to keep producing cards. But there's no perfect way to go about it. Oh, Tails, perfect for coming here. So did you see Parallel Stats averaging over 7,000 new users per day with a 40% retention rate? Looks good on paper, but I do worry a good amount could be bots or multi-accounters. Yeah, I remember a couple of months ago, Kalos was saying that they were getting like 1,000 new users per week. And I don't want to hate on the game or the project, because I don't think that whatever it is incorrect, but I kind of call bullshit even now, right? Blockchain project saying 95% bots for sure. Like, because that's the thing, right? On paper, all this stuff looks good. 3 years ago, on paper, Splinterlands crossed a million spellbooks purchased, which is like, that's a fantastic soundbite and a fantastic headline. But we all know how much that meant in the following 3 years, right? There's like 5,000 accounts playing this game on a regular basis now. Not only that, because things were propped up by bots and multi-accounts and whatever it was, I mean, we had 500,000 daily active users deep into 2022. And here we are 2.5 years later, and that number has dropped off significantly. So I get it. I mean, I'm sure it's like a cool marketing gimmick. I don't blame them for using it, because I think everybody would do it, but I don't trust the numbers. Like in this, like 7,000 new users per day, and Prime is still sitting under $10. Like, okay, fine. Maybe they really are pulling in all of Web 2, and these people just don't care at all about, the Web 3 versions. But I really, really find that hard to believe. Same thing with Splinterlands, right? It's just like, we could be getting, if you told me that we were getting, a bunch of signups and spellbooks and whatever, you would start to see that over time with price action on SPS specifically, right? Cards, maybe not so much, because it takes a little while. Actually, cards, I don't think you'd see it, because Rebellion people could just go buy packs, right? So you'd see maybe a slight increase in pack purchases, which we have, so maybe that's something. But everybody needs SPS in order to earn. And I think most people would, at this point in time, want to be able to buy. But Tails, I'm glad you chimed in, because I'm thinking back to what you had mentioned a little while ago about how, I think it was Illuvium, you said that, like, I forgot how much they'd spent. It was like a ton of money that they were giving away in free value over the summer, and then they realized that they just weren't pulling in the users for it, right? And so that's kind of what we're probably going to see over the next couple of months here. But it'll be smart for these teams to deploy that capital when alt season is in full effect. Not a minute before. All right, guys, I think I need some water. And you know what? Instead of just grabbing water and keep on keeping on, we could probably go ahead and end the stream here. Oh my God, we're close to 94. We're close to 94. Hey, Vet V, how's that for a jinx? You know, I don't want to brag or jinx myself, but I mean, every time I put something weird in the title about new all-time high, we usually don't hit it on the stream, but it comes shortly afterwards. So I'm not saying that I'm an oracle, but I'm saying that you might think that I am, and that's okay. So, that being said, make sure you guys take your profits. I mean, not financial advice. I have no idea what's going to happen. But, you know, life is good right now. I hope you guys are all enjoying. Make sure to go out and touch some grass too. Just to, you know, what's real, what it is you're fighting for. Like at the end of the day, these are all just like numbers on the screen. And, you know, until you can turn, I'll end the stream with this. Okay. Until you can turn these numbers on a screen into the delicious, absolutely refreshing taste of ice cream, it's not real. So best of luck to everybody. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever time it is. We went a good 90 minutes today, so I'm proud of myself because I did not think I'd be able to even do an hour. But thanks for putting up with my voice and my clearing of my throat and all that. Hopefully I'm in better shape tomorrow, and we'll do some more then. We shall do some more then. Maybe we'll even jump back into, what's that other game called? The shooting game, Off the Grid, since there's some fun stuff happening there. Dragon says, after numbers don't lie, you are an oracle. I'm going for a walk, trying to pick a snowball fight. Oh yeah, I guess you don't have to touch grass, you can touch snow. All right, everybody be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Keep an eye out for some more videos coming soon. Peace.